The Board of Peace was formally launched in Davos, Switzerland. The Board of Peace is an international frame that was established by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. The task of that frame is to steer and navigate the rehabilitation of Gaza Strip post the war, and hopefully to set conditions on the ground that will enable both Gazans and Israelis, hopefully, a better future. At this point, one could wonder, if we look retrospectively, could we say that this is an historically positive milestone in the context of the conflict? Obviously, we can hope so. However, what is clear for now is that there are many obstacles. And on top of them, of course, the question of Hamas disarmament. International community regional players demand Hamas to disarm itself. United Nations Security Council Resolution 2803 make that demand very clear. Hamas, however, is refusing to disarm itself. As far as Hamas is concerned, this is an integral part of its identity. Hamas argued that its weapon, or as it's called in Arabic, silah al-muqawamah, the weapon of the resistance, is sheltering the Palestinians, and this is the weapon with which Hamas will eliminate the state of Israel. It seems like that at this point, in a way, we are in an impasse. But it's very clear that there will be no ability to really move further positively without addressing that major obstacle. In that regard, I need to emphasize something that I have been stating all along. Hamas is not going to disappear. Hamas is part and parcel of the Palestinian people. In the end of the day, the major task is to make sure that Hamas will not be able any longer to continue and to dictate its radical agenda as it has been unfortunately doing for the last 4 decades. That refers also to other radical players like Islamic Jihad, for example, or regional destabilizing players like the Mullah regime in Tehran. When you look at the trajectory of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in the last 4 decades, you could see, unfortunately, it has been rapidly and dramatically escalating. And it stems, first and foremost, because of the fact that those radical players were able to dictate the agenda. When we look further, trying to assess the prospect of success of the Board of Peace, there is, I think, another significant player that we should bring into the picture, and this is Western public opinion. I've been saying all along, and particularly following October 7, Western public opinion is not any longer a spectator in a show. It is proactively involved and influence the trajectory of the conflict. Regrettably, one could identify voices within Western public opinion that are exempting Hamas from responsibility. It's ironic because Palestinians are holding Hamas accountable and responsible. In the Arab public realm, Hamas is held as accountable and responsible for the tragedy in Gaza Strip, and rightly so. Those circles in the West who exempt Hamas from responsibility, they may be genuinely motivated by a real desire to support Palestinians, identify with the Palestinians, which is of course totally legitimate. But I think that they need to understand that by accepting Hamas, they are not doing a good service to the Palestinians. They are actually doing the opposite. They are doing a bad service. So I think that when we look at the trajectory ahead of the Board of Peace, we should take into consideration the very significant role of the Western public opinion. It goes hand in hand with the task of the board. And so, if Western public opinion will absorb and implement the demand to hold Hamas accountable, that will increase the prospects of success of the Board of Peace. I'm Avi Melamed, founder of Inside the Middle East ITME Institute. Thank you for watching.